What's up, everybody? Happy Fitness Monday. Just wanted to drop this video to kick off the week. I was just thinking that now, since I'm now in the second month of my fitness journey, I thought it would be a great idea to actually let you guys in all the way as to kind of the progression of everything. Because Lord knows, one thing is this is not my first fitness journey. And also, fitness is not really only just about your physical. It's a very mind, body, and spirit experience and development, self-development that you would be going through. So I thought it would be great to let you guys in on not only the successes, the failures, what works for me, what doesn't work for me. So I thought now that I'm in the second month, it would be great to kind of go into basically how I got here and how I got to my second fitness journey. So tune in. So, like I stated earlier, this is my second fitness journey, and I kind of thought that maybe kind of going way back in time, it wasn't even that long ago, it kind of feels, yeah, it was almost 10 years ago actually. My first fitness journey was pretty crucial and very emotionally draining. This time around, it has been pretty emotional to get to the state of where I'm at right now as to being as motivated as I am to be in shape and stay in shape and be healthy. But the first fitness journey was pretty gruesome. So basically, I went off to college. This was back in 2012. Now, as a kid, I was pretty active always, and I really got into, I was a cheerleader in high school. And that's kind of where things kind of started in terms of working out. And I really got into it. And once I went off to college, I gained 50 pounds. So instead of the freshman 15 that everybody talks about when you go off to college, it was 50 pounds. And I'm 5 foot nothing, literally. I'm 5 feet even. So imagine 50 pounds on a tiny little person like me. I used to joke and call myself the Haitian meatball. And the reason why I had gained all of this weight is not because I was not active. I went to USC Columbia. So anybody that has been there or has gone there, you know how huge the campus is. So going from class to class, trust me, first of all, you're gonna sweat because Columbia is just entirely too hot. And also, it's just a massive campus. So pretty much walking from point A to point B, you're gonna have a pretty active life. Not only was I walking to class every day, I was also hitting the gym all the time. But I was constantly gaining weight, and it seemed like it wasn't coming off. Well, the issue was birth control. And this is something that, I know it's pretty a big topic of discussion nowadays, especially with women, especially now that we are kind of developing into going into a more holistic approach when it comes to being and having a healthier lifestyle. I know that's pretty much kind of what I try to go for. And yeah, so birth control really made me gain a lot of weight. I gained that 50 pounds, and when I think back on that time, I remember all of my clothes didn't fit. None of everything that I had just did not fit. So what I had to do is pretty much revamp my entire wardrobe because I went from a size 11 all the way up to a size 16. So I went up 4 pant size. And I will never forget being in Burlington and nothing was fitting me. And I remember literally just bursting into tears. And I remember my sister coming in and saying, what's going on? And I'm just like, nothing fits me. I'm just so fat. And I just cried. And of course, she tried to make me laugh as much as she could. She was like, look, man, it's okay. We go through this in life. You're not going to always be thin every single point of your life. Sometimes gaining weight happens, especially as women. This is something that we go through. So it's okay. And I just knew that for me, that was just not okay. I did not feel like my best self. I felt depressed. I felt worthless, honestly. And I really spiraled into a depression because of the weight gain. And not only that, I think hormonally, I just was not really great. So I got off of the birth control, instantly dropped 20 pounds by my 19th birthday. So that was great. So now it was kind of an issue of like, how do I shed that next 30 pounds? So I remember this was coming back because we went into the summer of our freshman year and then coming back onto campus our sophomore year. And I had a roommate who came back and she was doing this detox. So she was doing 3 smoothies a day. And shout out to my girl Astrid Casasola. She was actually the one who got me into a juice diet. And she said, yeah, girl, I just do 3 shakes a day with 1 meal. And I dropped a bunch of weight and I got really in shape. And then of course with working out. So I said, okay, well, let me try it. So I started juicing. And it got me into going into a very vegetarian diet. I went about 8 months around that time and didn't really eat meat like that. Actually, no, I didn't eat meat at all, really. And I dropped that next 30 pounds. Now, I was pretty tiny. I got super, super, super tiny. But it was great. I felt alive. I felt like I could move. I didn't feel sluggish. My bones didn't hurt. It was just great. I felt so much better. So now fast forward to going into sophomore year, and then we get into kind of the junior year-ish. So this is kind of going from about 2013 and going into 2015, 16, and 17. So those courses of those years, I decided that I didn't want to be super, super small and super, super thin. My head looked really huge, honestly, but it was great though. I was really happy with my body. I was, really happy that I didn't have those 50 pounds on me because it was a whole lot on my body. So I decided that let's weightlift. I started weightlifting. I remember the first experience with weightlifting, actual weightlifting with the barbell and everything. This was with my old roommate, Astrid, again. And I remember just getting really addicted to it. So I went back into it pretty much 2014, 15, and 16. I was really, really, really lifting. I started working at a furniture store, and sure enough, I was moving furnitures left and right. I mean, as big as you can think of a sofa, my little self was moving it. And I was so crazy that I would literally lift furniture for literally 7-8 hours, and I would get off from work, clock out, and go lift weights at the gym. So I really went through a phase where I became very, very cut. And looking back now, I wish that I had really enjoyed my body because I look good. But back then I didn't know. I didn't understand that I looked good. I still was finding little pouches here, little rolls there, and I was always not happy with what I looked like because I think that visualization of that 50 pounds was really still on me, even though I was happy that I was smaller. And it was really more of like I could fit into most of the clothes that I wanted to fit into. It was really more of that, but I did not appreciate what my body looked like at that time, and I wish I did. And this just shows that when you go through a fitness journey, it is not just about the physical. If you do not work on what's inside, the physical is not going to matter to you, because everybody can tell you you look great, you look amazing, your body is on point, your body is the shit, everything. Excuse my language. But everybody can tell you that your body is just bomb. And I was getting told that a lot from friends, from the person that I was with at the time. I was really getting just all of the praises of my body all the time, but I wasn't giving that praise to myself. So that just shows when you do not incorporate self-development, self-love, and really speaking love into you throughout that journey, once you get to the end, you're not going to praise the end result and the light at the end of the tunnel, because you will never see that light. So pretty much now, fast forwarding after that, 2018 comes through, and month of July of 2018, I pack up my bags, I leave from Colombia, and I move back home here to Greenville. So, which was honestly the best thing that could have ever happened to my life, because honestly, being in Colombia, there were just so many things that were happening to me. I spent six to 7 years going through a whole lot in that city. So coming back home to where I could be grounded again and really get my footing back and figuring out, first of all, what I wanted to do for the rest of my life, but also who was I? Coming up, I was always very sure of myself and always knew who I was, but around that time period, I didn't. And coming back home, literally being back home with my dad, and being there with my nephew, my sister, my best friends that I grew up with, that all of these people that know me the best, it was really refreshing to really come back to where it all started for me. And throughout that transition, I've gotten a new job. And now I went from being very physical all day long to now sitting at a desk. So what happens? First of all, Dad can cook really, really well. And I never say no to his food. Never did. And can't say no to his food. Going out to eat a whole lot, because who doesn't want to celebrate that, you're back home, you left home for so many years and now you're back home. And not only was I hanging out with my best friends, I was also meeting new people. So a lot of drinking, a lot of eating, a lot of amazing home cooked meals, and then sitting at a desk for 8 hours. So when they talk about athletes, how much they work out, and then when they stop, the muscle mass starts to deplete in a very quick manner, and then the fat starts to rapidly increasing in the body. And that's exactly what happened to me. I stopped being as active, and not just active, I kept working out. That's the thing. What's crazy about that is that I didn't stop working out, but there was a time period where I was extremely sick, stayed getting sick. I can't understand, I don't know if it was the change of climate, but I stayed getting sick. So I did decrease, now that I think about it, I did decrease how much I was working out. But when I finally stopped going through those months of being sick, I was working out. I was still active, but I was still gaining the weight. And it was so frustrating. And then I remember kind of breaking down to my dad, having another breakdown about my weight gain. I swear, I cry a lot about fatness. I do. So I remember crying to my dad about it and just telling him, like, oh my God, like, I remember being big like this when I was a freshman in college, and it hurt me so bad, and now I feel like I'm going back to that. Well, luckily, my dad had a coworker. Her name is Kylie Pace. If you guys don't follow her, she is on Instagram as Kylie Pace. She is a phenomenal trainer, guys. Amazing. She worked with my dad, and he hooked me up with her, so I started training with her. This was a little bit before my 25th birthday. And I remember for my 25th birthday, no, actually it was after my 25th birthday, I started training with her. And I remember, just saying, like, I'm active, but for some reason I'm not losing this weight, and it's just there and it won't go anywhere. And sure enough, she just taught me that it was just my workouts were not intense enough for me to start shedding the inches that I needed. So I started training with her and implementing that in my head to just go as hard as I could. And I did, and I started losing inches. I looked great. It was amazing. So I stopped training with her, and of course, I wasn't working out as intense as I was before. So of course, what happens? You get back to picking up the inches, picking up the weight again. And then I started dating my partner that I have now, and I was pretty heavy, I will say. I had gained about 35 pounds from thinking about, just about I would say about 20 to 30 pounds. But again, I'm 5 feet, so that is a lot for me. And I think, in the midst of just kind of falling in love and being in love, you eat a lot. Also, my mother was visiting, so you drink a lot. You eat a whole lot, going out to eat, dates, and all those things. But the greatest thing is that him and I kept being extremely active. But again, yes, I was being active, but the weight was not shedding off. So coming into the year of 2020, we all know COVID, and just honestly, 2020 was just a horrible year for a lot of people, honestly. And I had gone through a really, really dark place towards the end of 2020, going into 2021. My health had taken a toll, and I felt like my body had deceived me yet again. I felt like I tried to eat the right things as much as I could and try to be as healthy as I could, and yet my body kind of just put me down and let me go. So I really went into a dark space. But what happened was, one day I woke up and I just knew that I couldn't feel this despair that I was feeling within myself anymore. And I said, I want to lose weight. I want to get in shape. I want to be healthy. I know that my health isn't at 100%, but I'm still living, I'm still breathing, and I can still have a super healthy life. And I have amazing people around me, and I have amazing support. And I am going to not only work on my body, but I am going to start with me. Self-love. This is where the entire self-love journey started for me. I'm still in that journey right now. And I remember telling myself, if you love you, you will feed your soul the best thing that it can have. So I started reading self-help books, watching self-help videos, and then sure enough, my relationship with food changed. I wasn't really eating as much, and I think that had to do with just one, not really feeling that well, but also just like not having the appetite. And for some reason that shifted my relationship with food. Once I was out of my rut that I had, I started to eat because I needed to eat, not because I just felt like eating. I started recognizing and eating consciously. And sure enough, within the realm of eating consciously, and also I was eating tons of Caribbean food because my mother was here for about 6 months. So I was eating the best Haitian cuisine. So that's all I was eating. If I wasn't eating, the next meal I would have would be chicken, plantains, vegetables, and I would eat a lot of fruits. And sure enough, lost 12 pounds. I went from 178 pounds and then went down to let's see, well, I wouldn't say 12. I yo-yo a whole lot. So I'll just go with the weight. I started at 178, creeping into 180. Then I went down to 164, 162, and then now I'm back up to between 165, 167. So I yo-yo a whole lot. But I decided April 12th, I said, you know what? My birthday was done. So it was that. I had just turned 27 April 5th. Shout out Team Aries. So I had my birthday celebration. It was pretty much like that last weekend of just like partying, drinking, having fun, and letting loose and eating what I wanted to eat for that time. And then I said, okay, after this, I am going to literally get my head in the game and get in shape. So that's when I decided to finally commit to myself and start this fitness journey that I am taking you guys through. Within 3 weeks, I lost 3 inches around my waist, which was amazing. My boyfriend got me this cute belt. It's a fashion belt, and it's actually on my Instagram. It's this black dress that came with a gold belt. When I tell you guys, when I first got that belt, yeah, mama was screaming. I mean, all the rolls was popping. I couldn't breathe, nothing at all. Like it was horrible. And then I decided to go out with one of my best friends, and sure enough, I just decided, oh well, let me see what that belt feels like now. Guys, it fit like a glove. I could breathe and everything. And I said, wait, what's going on? Let me just see what my waistline is. And sure enough, I had went from a 37 inch to a 34. When I tell you I was so happy, I could literally just cry tears of joy because I was killing myself at the gym. I am always sore now because I'm constantly upping my workouts as much as I can. And honestly, I am now in such a great place because now I am going through this fitness journey not just to lose weight, but I am so happy. I am so full of love and joy and happiness. So going through this fitness journey, it just feels like I'm loving on myself. It's not, I gotta lose this weight because I feel ugly. It's, I want to be healthy because I love me so much. And I definitely love taking you guys through this journey. And I definitely want to keep doing these videos and kind of get vulnerable about this process because, like I said earlier, this process that honestly any woman goes through. I know many women who have lost a lot of weight. I'm pretty sure you guys can understand this. It really is all about, it's mind, body, and spirit, literally. When you work out, you work on yourself. Every dumbbell lift, every lunge, every squat, every lift, every throw, every kick, every whatever you do to work out, every dance move, if you like to dance to work out, it's you're connecting with yourself and you're loving on you. And once you're done with that process, it feels amazing because it's a how far you've come story. Not only look how great I look now, but it's like, look how good I feel now. Look how good I am now. Look how much of an amazing, I feel like more of an amazing person because of going through with this journey. So guys, thank you so much for listening to this. I can't wait to see you guys next week. I will just, I guess, decide what will be the topic of discussion and what piece of vulnerability that I want to put out there for you guys. I hope you guys love it. I hope you guys share this, repost it, whatever the case may be. Hopefully through this journey, I can inspire other women to get healthy, get in shape, and I definitely want to show the real process of a fitness journey, not just the before and after. I want you guys to come with me through the in-between, through the tears, through everything, because Lord knows there's times where I don't want to work out. There's times where I just want to sit down and eat tons of chocolate and just not do anything. Like honestly, Wednesday, I literally killed a bag of chocolate balls. I'm not even gonna lie, and it was good. And I didn't feel guilty at all. So, so thank you guys so much, and I hope to see you next time with life and with love.